Hi, my name is Lauren Davis. The day that my parents told me that we would be leaving Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and moving to Boonesboro, Maryland, was the day that changed my life forever. I never thought I would have to leave the place that I was born and raised and have to change my whole life and adapt to a new lifestyle. I went to visit my grandparents every summer up in Maryland while my parents worked. I was astonished at how different everything was. The first thing I noticed, even as a little girl, was how I didn't speak or sound like them. I had a very strong Southern accent, but never really noticed it until I went to visit up north and heard other people speak. No one ever said anything rude or looked at me differently for my accent until I went to school up north. I moved to Boonesboro, Maryland when I was going into the 4th grade. I was very nervous to go to school, not because I didn't have friends, but because I was scared that they were going to make fun of the way that I talked. My language was different from theirs, and I knew that I'd be bullied because of it. On the first day of school, I wore clothes that people wore down south. My mom dressed me in a Lily Pulitzer dress with a white bow in my hair and Jack Rogers sandals. I had bright blonde hair, and my skin was very dark from living at the beach and constantly being in the sun. My appearance definitely set me apart from everyone, but the thing that really made me different was my strong Southern accent. My mom dropped me off my first day, and like when any new kid comes to school, everyone automatically stares at you and makes judgments automatically, even in elementary school. My mom took me to meet my teacher, Miss Frid, and left the rest up to me. I was super hesitant to say here when the teacher was calling roll, in fear of being judged. Kids were already looking at me differently based on my appearance, and my strong Southern accent was only going to make matters worse. I said here when she called my name, and I could just feel the judgments. The first activity we did as a class was go around the room and introduce ourselves. I thought I had made it through the worst of it, but it turns out I was wrong. I started off by saying, "Hey y'all, my name is Lauren Davis and I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. My mama and daddy used to live here and my grandparents lived here, so we decided to move back." My dialect wasn't completely different from theirs, but my Southern accent is what made my linguistic style different. Kids that weren't even in my class were coming up to me all day asking where I was from, why I talked, and looked so different than everybody else. It was hard having to repeat myself and answering a question that I didn't even know the answer to myself. I didn't know why I was different from everyone, but I kind of liked it. I liked sounding and looking different and getting to tell everyone where I was from. They found it so cool and even tried talking like me. They asked me to say "hey y'all" over and over and over again. They also kept asking what I called my parents, because up north they say mom and dad or mommy and daddy, whereas in the south many people say mama and daddy. My accent didn't really sound all that different in hindsight, but it was different enough for kids to make a big deal about it. It didn't take long for my Southern accent to dissipate because I was code switching to fit in. My appearance even changed a little bit too. My hair began to darken and my skin began to whiten, but I always carried South Carolina with me every day. The beach was home, and I knew that no matter how much I had changed, that I would never change the fact that I was from the South. Now living and going to college down south, my Southern accent and dialect is gradually coming back, and while some people would despise that, I embrace it. Now that I'm older and I'm able to understand the power of language, it's made me realize how exciting and fulfilling language can be, because it's something that everyone has and that everyone uses, which makes us all the same, yet we all use it in different styles, which makes us unique. That's what I love about language. It brings everyone together, yet allows everyone to express themselves in their own way. The lesson that I learned from this whole experience is to never be afraid to show others who you truly are and fear that they may reject you. Embrace your language, ethnicity, appearance, and what makes you you, because at the end of the day, it's what makes you unique and what makes you special.